So why is malware so popular? Now, let's take a look at some of the numbers behind it. Now, the recent attacks with Target, Home Depot, Sony Pictures, those breaches are just examples of how destructive malware can be to an organization's reputation and their stability. Now, there's an organization that's called Pullman Institute, which conducted research so they could see how much money people were spending, or I should say companies are spending, on protecting themselves. And let me tell you, I might be in the wrong business after seeing some of these numbers. The first is that only approximately 4% of all malware alerts are investigated. On average, organizations get about 17,000 malware alerts weekly, but only 19% of the alerts are deemed to be reliable. And when we start to see false positive hit us all the time, what ends up happening? Yeah, we start to ignore it. So the study actually suggests that organizations, one, don't have the resources, or two, the in-house expertise to take a look at what's hitting them. The study also showed that companies spend a ton of money, over $1 million annually, trying to protect their environment. And yet they're only investigating 4%. Tell you what, those are numbers that I think are unacceptable. And one of the biggest concerns that we have is, and we can't do anything about this, but over 300 million pieces of malware were created just in 2014. And believe it or not, the trend that we're seeing shows that we're getting about a 44% increase year over year. And one of the biggest reasons for that is this. Yeah, mobile is huge right now. Now, when it comes to malware, it's important to note this. Some companies, software companies, knowingly put malware in their products, or what we would classify as malware. Have you downloaded an application for your phone or your tablet? And typically it has in there what permissions you give access to that particular application. I'd like to install a game and I want them to have access to my contacts. Are you kidding me? Now I could go on and on about mobile, but we have a dedicated course coming out just for that niche of the market.
Yeah, but we're okay because we use a lot of virtual machines.
Well, guess what? 28% of the malware products out there are VM aware. And the numbers just keep getting worse and worse, at least in my book. The study also shows that as far as administrators, they interviewed a bunch of administrators, and they report that 75% of the malware that comes in their environment is installed by end users, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. And I bet at a personal level, it's probably a higher number. But of the administrators that were a part of the study, 71% said that they had devices or programs in place to help protect their environment. Okay, well, those are pretty good numbers. Well, guess what? Only 39% and less said that they audited those protection devices and software programs. Well, guess what? Only 39% audited the devices that were in place to protect them less than once a year. That's where I want to slap my hand against my forehead. Are you kidding me? And guess what? At the end user level, it's even worse. End users, their biggest fears, and see if this doesn't fall into your lap here. 60% say that they're afraid of a loss of data. We hear about identities being stolen all the time. Many times they're just given up by the user. They just are being socially engineered to either install a piece of malware or just to give the information out because the malware makes them think that they're updating their antivirus. 51% are afraid of online fraud. I would have thought that was a little bit bigger, but there may be a lot of people that are too old. Don't worry about that internet stuff. But regardless, this is the shocker for me. You ready? Yeah, guess what? 43% don't install security updates. I don't know how many times I go to, at a personal level, family members, and at a business level to different companies, and I'm like, how come you haven't done your Windows updates? Didn't know if I should install them. They're called security updates, folks. So I'm going to go back and let me give you an analogy. You went off and just bought a brand new BMW. Do you just start driving it around and not care about it? Or do you read the owner's manual? Do you learn about every little thing that this expensive device, a car, will do and can do for you? Yet today we go off and buy smartphones and tablets and just start doing our banking on it, installing all kinds of applications because, hey, it's cool. Or worse yet, we just start downloading pirated software. Oh yeah, I'm going to go there. Listen to me very carefully here, folks. You wanting to save $39 on an application by pirating it, trust me, you're going to spend more than $39 trying to fix your identity. I know I'm being really serious. You guys are used to me being jovial and happy, but it really becomes hard for me when I see people be so complacent and, to be quite honest, so lazy. But hey, I call it job security.